D-style boxing here. May look a little different, but this is D-style boxing. I am D-style boxing. What's up, everybody? Jesus M in the building. Appreciate you rolling through. Saludos. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been on the solo. Shout out to D-style. I am taking over his channel. Taking over the channel. I had to get on record. This is a get on record podcast tonight. It's how do I feel about what happened last weekend? Says it's been 6 days removed. Haven't been able to get my thoughts. But simultaneously, I've had some time to sit on those thoughts and talk about how I feel about that. And then on top of that, get on record on look, my guy Carlos M in the building. It's no longer Chicano Prophet. We're very button up, suit and tie here now. It's no longer Chicano Prophet. We are Carlos M. And this is, I'm D-style boxing tonight is who I am. But we're going to get on record. There is no cowardice here. We are going to pick the picks. We're going to make the picks for this weekend. We're going to see if there's going to be any upsets this weekend. I'm good, man. I'm good. Been busy. Just let's just clear the air here. Me and D-style have no beef. This dude's out there spreading rumors. Calix and D-style might have some beef. I don't know. Calix has been on the podcast. Him and D-style may have some beef. No beef. What's been going on is I now coach high school basketball on top of coaching at a basketball training facility. So I've been doing training of my own, coaching of my own in a different sport. So that's what's been consuming my time. Summer basketball, summer league, etc. But gonna have a lot more time on my hands to pass the next 2 months. So you'll see in my face a lot more. Depending on who you talk to, that's either good news or bad news. So for some people, it's like, damn it, we got this guy back. I'd rather Mario. I'd rather the other Latinx guy on the podcast doing this instead of the fake Latin guy who pretends to be Honduran with D-style. Man, like it or not, here I am. And we will be back Sunday, by the way, aftermath show. Me and D-style won't be live. The plan is late Sunday a.m. to do the aftermath show of all these big fights tomorrow because this is kind of like a boxing palooza tomorrow. For whatever reason, boxing's wizards of genius, the wizards of smart, decided to put all these fights on one day when there was a big lull where they could have put a bunch of fights. No, we're going to skip over all those. And July 19th, we're going to hammer everybody with a bunch of fights. It's just how they work. And that's what they want to do. So we're going to get on record on what we think is going to happen tomorrow night. And look, y'all don't be cowards in the chat. Do not be a coward. Bruce, who are you picking tomorrow? Carlos M, who are you picking tomorrow? Jesus M, who are you picking tomorrow? Drunk Irishman, who are you picking tomorrow? Who are you guys picking tomorrow? You going Fondora's versus Fondora or Tszyu? Matteo Battios? Or are you going with our guy Pacquiao, 46 years old, fighting again? Man, it hurts my heart. This is why you make good investments, because I think this has a lot to do with money. Why Pacquiao is still fighting. Y'all like Usyk Cruz? Y'all picking Usyk Cruz? Usyk Cruz is up to -11 favorite. I know you guys like Usyk Cruz all out there, all 4'11" of them walking around with the with the collar around his neck like he's a real life pit bull. D-style loves Usyk Cruz. Loves Usyk Cruz. But y'all picking him, y'all picking Usyk. Y'all like do y'all like the upset with Dubois? I do not. More on that in a minute. But let's start off with last weekend before we get into that. I was very, very satisfied, very happy with the Shakur versus Zapeda fight, because I felt like it was one of those fights where both fighters' stocks rose. Obviously, Shakur fought in a way that was not negative and still won the fight. Looked impressive doing it. And what did I have? Y'all saw me on Twitter. I think I had a 9-3, 117, 111. But Zapeda made a good account for himself. And let me explain further. With Shakur, the questioning coming in was, how does he win a fight with Zapeda without being negative? He's gonna have to get really clinchy. What's the referee gonna do? How the how successful Shakur is may have a lot to do with the referee. Does he step in? Does he speed up the fight? Is Shakur allowed to chop up the fight? Shakur didn't chop up the fight. Shakur fought a fun fight, and it hammers home my point I've been saying about Zapeda for years now, and why it drove me insane. Why Oscar De La Hoya has been promoting his career and moving him. Just unleash the guy. Zapeda, to me, is the most exciting fighter in the sport, and proof of that is he made Shakur look exciting. Who in the hell makes Shakur look palatable? The dude looked like Shakur's in a fun fight. When in the hell is Shakur in a fun fight? And that's how exciting Zapeda is. Zapeda is not going to allow you to be in a bad fight. Every Zapeda fight is going to be a fun fight. And because of that, that's his value. And if he's more than that, then beautiful. Icing on the cake, as we call it down in New Orleans, lagniappe. It's even more. And that's what happened. I'm watching this fight last Saturday. I'm like, damn, Zapeda looks good. This is not the guy I saw against Tevin Farmer. And fellas, this is why we do the fights. I say it all the time. We used to just have fights. And guys used to fight like 3, 4, 5 times a year. And maybe they'd have an off night. And if they had an off night, we didn't write off their career and say, oh, this guy's a bum. He's overrated. Sometimes a guy would have a style, and Tevin Farmer might be that guy's style to say, you know, he got past it, but he didn't look all that great, but it's fine. We move on. And a lot of people wrote Zapeda off after the Tevin Farmer fight. And even me, I'm like, you know, we'll see. And then he goes out against Shakur, and he rises to the occasion, and he pushes Shakur into 5th gear. And Shakur, by my estimation at this point, is a special talent. Shakur is a special fighter. Shakur is up there with Bivol to where you're like, man, good luck. Good luck beating this guy. They're so versatile. They have so many ways to win fights. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Look, for the love of God, man, stop putting Tank in these mythical matchups. Oh, you know, if he would have laid on the ropes with Tank like that, if Tank would have got a hold of him with one of those punches when he was up on the ropes. Zapeda's just a light puncher. Just imagine if Tank got a hold of Shakur on the rope. Yeah, just imagine. That's the whole Tank career. Just imagine. Just imagine if Tank would have fought that guy and did that to him. What did I tell y'all about the Tank Davis theorem? The Tank Davis theorem is he wins all the mythical matchups. Willie Pep? Yep. Beats Willie Pep. Willie Pep fought like this. There's no way Shakur, there's no way Tank, that guy could have got a hold of Tank fighting like this. Roberto Duran, oh yeah, he beats Tank. Oh yeah, you know, Roberto Duran, he's chinny and Tank with it. No. That's Tank's whole career. Fellas, I have no tolerance for it anymore. No tolerance for it anymore. Do not bring Tank up in these mythical matchups. What if he fought Shakur? Yeah, what if he fought Shakur? Guess what? He's not going to do it. He's not going to fight Shakur. And if he does, he's going to lose. How do I know that? It's because look how carefully they're packaging him. Look how carefully they're moving Tank. Look how carefully they're doing it. And Shakur goes out there and fights William Zapeda with no problem. A guy that a lot of people have been saying, myself included, I don't know about that style for him. I don't know, man. Like this guy can push him. And he did push him. And we all expected if Zapeda came out and had success early in the fight and sped up the fight, that Shakur would wilter. He's got brittle hands. He's going to wilter. He's going to get super cagey, make the fight super negative. And what happened? None of that happened. Shakur rose to the occasion. Shakur went into 5th gear, and boy, was it beautiful. Shakur sits on punches. Shakur is pot-shotting. Used some lateral movement late in the fight, but for the most part, man, he's standing his ground, getting the fight back into the middle of the ring. He's strong, man. Like he low center of gravity. He's strong. He doesn't not much punching power, but still the dude's strong. And when he doesn't want you to back him up, it's gonna be tough to back him up. He can fight going backwards. He can fight off the ropes. He showed that. And the strategy for both fighters was implemented. That was the beauty of this for both fighters, is Zapeda implemented his strategy and had success with it early. Shakur implemented his strategy in that, we're going to feel this out early in the fight. We're going to let this guy try to throw himself out a little bit, lose some power, lose some energy. Middle rounds, I'm gonna take it up a notch, and then I'm gonna take over and that's what happened. Both guys implemented their strategy. At the end of the day, there was separation. And there's nothing wrong with that. Shakur is just on another level. He is pound for pound elite. We know that now. Shakur is pound for pound elite without question. Without question, pound for pound elite. Good luck beating that guy. Good luck. Whoever has that assignment next, boy, good luck to you. Good luck. And as far as Zapeda, once again, did his stock drop off after a loss? No. And this was my point the whole time. Oscar just stepped the dude up. The dude's number one in all sanctioned bodies right now for a couple of years. Step him up against anybody. Who cares? If he fights the same way and he's exciting, does his stock drop? No. This is how boxing should work. Zapeda performs well in a loss. Oh my God, I can't believe he's saying that. Your favorite fighter lost a fight? You like losers? This is what's wrong with boxing today in America and why it's losing fans. Look, man, I sold my ticket to the event tomorrow night at the New Orleans Arena. Poirier's fighting there tomorrow night in the UFC. That place is jam-packed. And tickets are going for a lot of money. And it's going to be through the roof. And that guy has multiple losses. And that's how it should be. He's going to be welcomed by the city. He's going to be welcomed by the region. That place is going to be packed. It's going to do some pay-per-view numbers. And everybody's going to have a great time. And it doesn't matter that he has multiple losses. And that's the same thing with Zapeda. Who cares? This used to be a thing. Gotti loses fights. Morales loses fights. Barrera loses fights. Corrales loses fights. Who cares? They lost fights. They gave us a great night. They gave us everything in their being. They gave us everything. Blood, sweat, tears. And you can relate. You can relate to that story. It's relatable. And we continue to show up. Wherever Zapeda is at next, whoever he fights, continue to fight him against tough competition. To me, he deserves to be ranked number 2 at lightweight. Why in the hell is Tank ranked above him? Who in the hell has Tank ranked above Zapeda? Yeah, but Tank less. Did you see him fight against Lamont Roach? When in the hell is this guy going to try to unify something? When in the hell is this guy going to try to fight a real title fight? When in the hell is this guy going to do something? Do something. Do something. He won't do anything besides hit women. And you got him ranked number 2 based off of what? Yeah, but look at the skills. Do it against somebody. Zapeda at least fought Shakur. And he fought a good fight. Lost the fight, stepped up. Look, man, took your shot. Respect. Took your shot. Respect. You lost to the number 1 guy. You conducted yourself well. Even that guy's like, that dude can fight. He can fight. I had to go into 5th gear. Like, a dude can fight. He's number 2. He's number 2. Whatever publication, whoever the hell has Tank ranked above Zapeda, go to hell. Tell him I said it. You go tell him and tell him I said it. Go to hell. If you're a publication, you have Tank ranked above Zapeda, go to hell. Don't go to hell. You need a new ratings panel if that's your rating. You need a new ratings panel. Yeah, but what if Tank would have got a hold of Shakur on the ropes? What if? What if? That's Tank's whole career. What if? What if? What if he would have done that to that? Yeah, what if? What if instead he's at home battering his girlfriend? What if? What if he would have done that? Yeah, what if? He's hitting his baby mama, bro. He's supposed to be fighting in August. When is this going to be announced? He's going to spend his whole 2025 fighting Lamont Roach. He was going to fight Jake Paul next. What if? What if? Yeah, what if? Respect to the dudes that fight. Zapeda went out there, took his shot, fought his fight, fought a hell of a fight, came up short. Shakur, props to you. The new pound for pound list is going to be out Sunday. We'll see how Usyk does. Shakur is going to be up there. Shakur is going to be up there, top 6, top 7-ish. That dude can fight, man. Shakur can fight. There's no doubt about it at this point. That dude can stink up a joint. And look, man, don't doubt me on this. We sit here July 18th, 2025. And I know I'm going long on this, but pause. But I've been holding my thoughts on this for 6 days. Don't doubt me on this. Shakur will stink up some more joints. He will. That dude will stink up some more. If you think that's past him, you think Turkey's putting pressure on him to fight Tom and Jerry? No. That dude's got some more Tom and Jerry tactics up his sleeve. No doubt about it. And he will do it. He will do it. If you allow Shakur to go 120 to 108 in pot shot and lateral movement and clinch you to death, he'll do it. He'll do it. But that's my point with Zapeda. Zapeda, he knew he couldn't fight that fight. He can say all he wants that I came out and did this for the fans. I came out and made this a good fight for the fans. Yeah. We've seen Mayweather say that stuff when he loses some rounds against like Cotto, Maidana. No, man. Those dudes took the fight to Mayweather. And Mayweather rose to the occasion. But we're not going to act like Mayweather did it for us. He took some punches for us. Shakur took some punches for us and laid on the ropes for us. No. That's not what happened. What happened was Zapeda is a good enough fighter to take the fight to that guy. Zapeda is a good enough fighter to push a special guy to 5th gear. That's what happened. So if you think this is some sort of new style that Shakur has reinvented himself and now he's going to be a fun fighter throwing 45 punches per round, no. That's not what happened. And it goes back to what I said about Zapeda is there's really nobody out there that's going to limit his output. He was in the 90s he threw in the 80s in his fight. He was mid 80s average per round output. It's just he was overwhelmed by a guy throwing 55%. I think Shakur was like 55% efficient. Punches landed. That's off the charts. There's openings because the guy throws so much, but you're not going to stop Zapeda from throwing. You're not. And it goes back to what I'm saying. It's the most exciting fighter in the sport. We need action stars. We need action stars as much as we need special fighters. And that's why this night was like a success in just refreshing to me as a boxing fan is you got a special fighter in Shakur. Despite what we saw about him stinking up joint, and he will, believe me, he will, just like B-Ball will too. B-Ball's gonna have some nights where you're like, good Lord, man, get this guy the hell out of here. He's so special, but get this guy the hell out of here. Then the next one, he's gonna have a dude that's gonna press him like better Bia, and you're like, damn, B-Ball's styling. B-Ball is special, and that's how Shakur is. It's going to be a love-hate relationship. Get yourself ready for it. But one thing that is not a doubt is this dude is special. And he's a pound-for-pound elite. And one thing that is not in doubt is we have an action star in Zapeda. You just hope that he's promoted and managed correctly. Just get this guy busy. Get him out there again against anybody in the fall and put him where the fight belongs. He's the most exciting fighter in the sport, and he happens to be Mexican, and he's got a built-in base. For the love of God, man, like sell out some arenas. Get this guy out there, promote him, market him correctly. But it was satisfying. You know what was? I hate to say this. I sound like a terrible person, but Berlinga. Oh man, we got to talk about Berlinga real quick before we get into these fights. Chad, what y'all think about Berlinga? Or some of you would say bumlinga. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't. I've never called him bumlinga. That's cruel. I wouldn't do that. But some of you have referred to him as bumlinga. So is Shiraz like all of a sudden? Shiraz is back. Shiraz is back, and this is the ebbs and flow of Puerto Rican boxing. Or Puerto Rican. Shakur is Puerto Rican, right? That's what I've been told. Shakur is Puerto Rican. Some people would say he's not Puerto Rican. He's from New Jersey. He's just a New Jerseyan. Is that what they call New Jersey people? New Jerseyan. He's just a New Jerseyan. I'm not here to judge. Whatever he wants to be, whatever. If he's Wepa, if he's Puerto Rican, he's Puerto Rican. But Berlinga is also Puerto Rican, and poor Fat Joe is sitting. uh Fat Joe's sitting ringside, and Fat Joe's been ride or die. I got to give it to him. Fat Joe has been wanting this to happen. He's been wanting Berlinga to get to that finish line, get that big victory. And they're all wearing the white t-shirts like me with the lines in their head and the fades. Like this is early 2000s Terror Squad, late 90s. Like Tony Sunshine's gonna pop up and sing a chorus, but it just ain't there. New York boxing ain't what it used to be. HLD, I love you, bro, but Puerto Rican boxing ain't what it used to be, and that kills me because a lot of my favorite fighters were Puerto Rican. I was Cotto tarded, Cotto fan, but where is it? And Berlanga was saying he was that guy, and he was saying he's the king of New York. And he's not, obviously, and a lot of us have been seeing this for a long time, and this is how important management is in boxing, and how they can be like David Copperfield. They can make you see things that aren't there. And Berlanga, somehow, man, they worked a magic trick with that one. They worked a magic trick with that one. Leveraged himself into a Canelo fight, loses like 11 of the 12 rounds, throws a parade for himself. I've never seen such a thing. I've never seen it. The dude threw a parade for himself after losing 11 out of 12 rounds, and nobody was there. And he's like doing selfies, and they're like panning out to the crowd that doesn't exist. Oscar Collazo is. And you've been politicking for Collazo to be on that pound for pound list for a while. And I might put him on there, Nando. I might put him on there. I like Collazo. I like Collazo a lot. But Berlanga, he just gets destroyed. And so is Shiraz. What is Shiraz at this point? Is Shiraz the guy who fought Adames, or is he the guy who fought Berlanga? And this is matchmaking once again. Is going to be a tough bouts, but guys who aren't special, guys who aren't great, you have to be good with the matchmaking. And with Shiraz, they were very good with the matchmaking this past Saturday. And to get Berlanga to a point to where he was, they had to be very, very, very good and sneaky with the matchmaking for years. For years. And here we are. And that was exposed on Saturday. And I hate to use that word. I don't use it worse. I don't use it much, but that was an exposure. That was an exposure. Shout out to Shoe Shine. Yep, I'm gonna enjoy these fights tomorrow. Shiraz versus Pacheco. Pacheco would be good. It would. There are a lot of good matchups to make there at 168. So we'll see what they do with Shiraz. I think it's gonna be up and down for Shiraz. I think he's a good fighter. I don't think there's anything great about him. I think he's a solid fighter. He's a solid fighter. Let me be a little generous. He's a solid fighter. Solid fighter. Let's talk about what's coming up tomorrow. I think the fight of the weekend is the Tszyu versus Fundora rematch. And if you look at the betting odds, it says that because this is a toss-up. This is a toss-up fight. It's gonna go either way. I know D Style's probably out there still saying, you talk to D Style about that first fight, he's like, oh, Tszyu was styling on Fondora, and he was bleeding like a stuck pig, and that's the and then look, stuff happens in boxing, and you got to be prepared for it. And he's right. Like, I mean, I think Tszyu wins that fight if the cut doesn't happen. I do believe that. I do believe he was in control of the fight up to that point. Um, but it is what it is, man. 2024 it happened. He loses to Fundora. And we can talk about what if this happened, what if that happened. We could do a lot of what ifs with everything. It happened. He lost. And then he loses to Murtazelia in a bad fashion. So it comes back to, has Tszyu cleaned up some of those deficiencies, or is he who he is? And if he is who he is Fundora the guy who can take advantage of that? If Tszyu doesn't get cut in this fight, is Fundora the type of guy who can take advantage of those deficiencies? Because Fundora has deficiencies of his own, which is why this is a toss-up fight. Fundora's been mismanaged, mispromoted. By the way, y'all see this press conference yesterday? Yeah, people sending it to me. Look how low budget this is. Look how look at the clown show. The PBC. I wouldn't hire these guys to I've said it before. I wouldn't hire them to run a snowball stand. I wouldn't hire these guys to run anything. How in the hell are people still over there? I understand it to a certain extent for Tim Tszyu right now, because coming off of losses last year, he fights his last fight against Spencer. He's trying to get back after the Murtazelia fight, the Fundora fight, so he wants revenge. I get that. I understand that. But I'm watching this low budget stuff, and I'm like, how in the hell? And look, man, I'm gonna speak freely. It is what it is. Why in the hell have they been over there? No Limit has a good relationship with PBC, and they want PBC. Look, man, like I said, I wouldn't hire the PBC to promote my snowball stand. Or what are they called? They're not called promoters. They're not called managers. What are they called? What is Al Heyman? Advisor. I wouldn't hire them to advise whatever. I wouldn't hire them to advise anything. After this fight, they need to get the hell out of there. If they win this fight, you need to get the hell out of there. Go to Turkey, go to the Saudis, go get your bag, go fight guys like Virgil Ortiz if you want to get back in the mix. But you got to get with the Saudis. You need to get with the program, bro. Everybody is seeing it. Benavidez is over there now. This dude has had Samson Lukawicz with his 27 gold chains out there, just rolling the odometer back, selling lemons. And finally, it's like, good Lord, man. Finally, this dude goes to the Saudis. Finally, this dude's going to get in the mix. Benavidez, like, finally, thank you. Finally, you're going to have some serious people around you. Finally, you're going to be in the mix for some fights. Finally, you're not going to have a guy say, well, I don't think, what is this? I had no hair, but I'd be tearing it out. Why in the hell would somebody ask you, or would you be willing to go over there to fight Canelo? No, Canelo's got to come over here to fight. What in the hell are you talking about? Get that guy the hell out of the picture. And that's the beautiful thing about the Saudis is like, these dudes don't have power anymore. Maybe you have to keep them around because they're still in a contract somewhere. But for the love of God, can you please get these low budget, unimpressive people out of the picture and just make the fights? Can we get these dudes to have people around them, serious people who can actually manage a career? And when I'm watching Tim Tszyu at that press conference yesterday, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. This is so sad. It's so sad. Like, I feel like, and look, I'm gonna get fired for this. By the way, I opened up the show talking about how nope, me and D-Style don't have beef. Nope, we're actually good. We're actually good. We're cool. But after this show, D-Style's gonna watch it back. He's like, Calix, I can't have you on anymore. Can't have you on anymore. I feel like Tzયુ's team in a way, and look, I love how I'm not criticizing how aggressive that's one thing I will not do. I love how aggressive they've been with this dude in his career, and dude's fighting the fights, and that's why I'm a fan. Whether the dude gets knocked out or not, I'm a fan. I'm still here, and I'll be cheering for him tomorrow night. But business wise, this dude's fighting like the Caribe Royale in Florida, and like these press conferences are like at the Marriott Inn, the Garden Inn Palm Beach, or whatever the hell they're in, and like you're looking at the podium and it looks like a $2 podium. It's like, what the hell is going on? What is this? And how many times did y'all see me on like these interviews? Like, are y'all willing to go somewhere else? Are y'all willing to work with everybody? Y'all willing to work with her? Like, if Golden Boy made you an offer, would you be willing? Why are you over there? That's what I want to say. Why are you over there? And the plan is come to America. We're going to invade the shores. And, you know, we have a good relationship with people. And you don't see like the burning building. The burning building says PBC on the outside, and it's crumbling. It's coming down. It's gone. It is dying, close to dead. You don't need to be over there. After this fight, if you win, get the hell out of, evacuate the building. Go anywhere else. You're like even Don King. Go to Don King. Get out of there. Get out. You ever seen that movie? Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Tim, look at me. Get out. Get out, bro. After this fight, go get your belts. Go get the belt back. Go get the belt. Get your revenge. Then get out. Tim. I don't want D-Style to hear me, Tim. Get out. Get out. You don't need to. Tim. I don't want D-Style to hear me. Get out. Get out there. You don't need to be there, bro. The old model is not that you're working off of a prehistoric model. First of all, you don't need the American audience anymore. You don't need the American audience anymore. That's an old model. Boxing's global. You got the Australian market, but that's not big enough, right? But guess what? The Saudis have entered the building. You go to Riyadh season, you can fight wherever the hell you want and get your bag. The UK's right there, bro. UK's right there. Riyadh's right there. There are other places to get a bag. You don't have to come to America anymore. And if Turkey wants you to, go. Go where Turkey tells you to go. If Turkey offers you the Virgil Ortiz fight, take the Virgil Ortiz fight. Turkey offers you a Boots Ennis fight, and they can make that fight. Make the fight. State property, bro. It's amazing to me, Mr. T, that people have not read the room. I see dudes on Twitter yesterday, in between coaching sessions. I'm scrolling my Twitter, and dudes are like, pay-per-view model is dead because we have no superstars in America. Who's been telling you that for years? Who's been telling you that for 4 or 5 years? You know, it's called all kind of dumb, all kind of racist, all kind of Hitlers and David Dukes because I said there's no superstars in America. Fellas, I'm like shaking them, grabbing their shirts, trying to sun them like bro, like I'm not trying to hurt you at all. I'm just trying to wake you up to the situation. There's no superstars here. There's no stars here. There's not enough fighters, even globally, here to have all of these platforms. Why do we have all these platforms and there's so little fighters? There's not enough interesting to have all these platforms. So let's consolidate the sport. Oh, we can't do that because then Ali acted then, we're gonna have we're gonna have collusion and bro, wake up. Old model's dead. This is dead. And wake up. There's some dude entering the building. Y'all might want to pay attention to this. Beanie Siegel, state property, get down or lay down. It's get down or lay down season. The dude is telling you. Sometimes he's telling you without telling you, get down or lay down. The dude's even doing with the media, like Ariel Helwani. He's like, get the hell out of here. And then he's on the Boxing Voice the next morning. Get down or lay down. That's what it is. I'm not condoning it or any of this. Like, I'm not condoning him buying the ring and having that being a state run me. I'm not saying, I'm just telling you what it is. That's all I'm telling you. And for you dudes, like you podcast dudes, it's over, bro. You dudes have been running spaces with Steven Espinoza on your spaces and on your podcast, bro. It's done. These are not serious people. They never were. And I've been trying to tell you that, and that's why they're out the building. Those dudes are now doing Uber Eats. Those dudes are doing DoorDash. They're out. Done. They're done. It's over. The dudes that are still in the picture, they're just contractually obligated right now, but it's done. Get down or lay down. So you're going to get down or lay down. And ask Teofimo Lopez right now. He's on the outside looking in. What the hell is he going to do now? What the hell is he going to do? Who's he going to fight for? You're going to burn that bridge? So, Tim, I'll tell you once again, get out. Get out, bro. Get out. You don't need to be there. Dudes are shutting down Times Square. I'm not saying that's a good thing to do. I thought it was kind of dumb, but they're shutting down Times Square just to do it. I'm going to shut down the biggest American city. Why? Put a boxing match there with nobody there to actually watch it. Why? Because I can. But they're promoting the hell out of these. If this dude's going to do 20, 30 fight undercard for 2 to 3 days before Canelo versus Bud. Why? Just because he can do it. And your press conference is at the Marriott Inn, bro. I felt bad watching this yesterday. But I understand you got to get this belt back. But I'm telling you, if you get this belt back, get the hell out of there. Get out. But all that being said, man, I think Tszyu will win this fight. I think he'll bounce back. I think he'll beat Fondora. I think it's going to be a fun fight. It'll probably be the best fight of the weekend. It's a tough fight to call, but I do think Tszyu gets his revenge. Fondora's fun. He's fun, but another guy, like, terribly managed to where, dude, you're Mexican American fighting in LA and you're fun and you can't like nobody's there. How is that happening? It's happening because you have mental midgets around you. That's why it's happening. Wake up, get these people the hell out of your career. He's another dude, man. Like, get with the picture. Look around you, bro. Read the room. Mario Barrios against Pacquiao. Speaking of the PBC, oh my God. These dudes are doing Mario Barrios against Manny Pacquiao in 2025. Pacquiao hasn't won a fight since the first Trump administration. This is killing me. And all because, fellas, if I give you one bit of advice, please, please, please don't go out and spend money like it's it's just on trees. Protect your money, invest it wisely. You don't need to be doing stuff like this at an old age. 46 years old and you're fighting a fight like this and you're doing it in the outlet that's dying and it's sad and you can barely sell tickets out there. And this is Pacquiao, like it's Manny Pacquiao. He's like cut from this guy's cloth, Ali. Like, this is Manny Pacquiao. And he's fighting this fight against Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios has long earrings and he seems like a nice guy. I don't know, but his name's Matteo Barrios. His claim to fame is losing a Tank. This kills me, man. This kills me. And it's close to even odds at this point just because a bunch of Filipinos are trying to turn back the clock and buying up a bunch of square money. And my advice to you fellas would be watch that line. And if it gets close, like if this gets into like minus 185 territory for Barrios, hammer it. Hammer it. And I hope I'm wrong on this. I hope Pacquiao just comes out and wins this fight. But it's just delaying the inevitable, because what's going to happen is what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen if Pacquiao wins this fight? Pacquiao wins this fight. He's going to think he can fight again. Everybody's going to think he can fight again. And then Tank's going to get ideas because that's what Tank does, right? In between beating women, he says, he sits back with his team and like, this guy is like the ultimate opportunist. He's like, this guy, Jake Paul, yeah, but Jake Paul might fight Anthony Joshua now. And so Manny Pacquiao want to fight. I got to fight Manny Pacquiao. And what's going to happen? I'd rather Matteo Barrios destroy Manny Pacquiao than Tank. At least Matteo Barrios isn't beating women. He seems like a nice guy. At least let him get the come up off the name. Nice payday. But if Tank does it, oh my God. Ugh. I might never watch boxing again if that happens. If Tank does that. So part of me is like, let Matteo win this fight tomorrow, and please Pacquiao, just go do something else. And they might even do, if Pacquiao wins the fight, they might even try to do the Mayweather rematch. Because that's what they do. That's what they do over there. That's the PBC. This is what they do, fellas. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all for years. You've been calling me all kind of names. This is what that outfit does. And that's why they destroyed the American market. They absolutely raped and pillaged the American market. They weren't the only ones, but they were the biggest purveyors of this. They raped and pillaged the market. And it is where it is now because of the PBC. Mostly. This is what they do. This is what they do. Ugh, what a terrible event. And Eastside Cruz is there, all 4'11" of them walking around like a real life pit bull. He'll win his fight. He's minus 1100 favorite, and D Style's going to rejoice and act like he's the greatest fighter that ever lived. I actually like Isak. I'll tell y'all a secret. I don't want to say it loud enough for D Style. I actually like Isak. I just don't like that D Style likes him so much. That's the only, it just rubs me the wrong way that D Style likes him so much. But I like Isak. He's fine. He's fine. I just don't like that they promoted him wrong. Once again, promoted him wrong. They're acting like, this dude down there, over there turning down fights because he's told to. And like, just go fight the fights, bro. I don't know. Usyk versus Dubois. Do y'all think that Dubois is going to upset Usyk because Dubois is on this winning streak? And, maybe Usyk is getting up there in age. Is that what y'all think in the chat? Is that what y'all think in the chat? Mr. T, are you picking the upset? Minus 430 favorite Usyk to lose to Dubois because Dubois is on this winning streak and Usyk may be a little past it. Is that what y'all think? Nando 510. Nando 510. Do you think? All right, Remy's got Usyk UD. He's got Usyk UD. I want to know what Nando. All right, Mr. T does not like the upset. He does not like the upset. Usyk better have his personal referee. Oh, here we go. That's what I was waiting for. Right on. I love it. I love it. He better have his personal ref again in there. So Nando thinks that was a fair blow, and Usyk melted, and Usyk should have been knocked out to the body in that fight. Okay. All right. I respect that. So you think that Dubois might get him to the body again? Maybe Usyk's a little soft to the body, and maybe Usyk's a little up in there in age, and we have an upset special on our hands. Here's what I think. I think Usyk, for the most part, dominated that fight, especially late in the fight. Dubois did well early in the fight, and Dubois handled himself well in that fight. I think his performance was a little overrated, to be honest. And I think his recent run is getting a little bit out of hand from the pundits. I do think the heavyweight division, I'm just not as high on it as a lot of people. I think it's a very mediocre division. Um, I catch heat for that, but I stand by it. I think he's on this 3-fight run. He's been fighting mostly plotters, guys who are much slower than Usyk. And I think Usyk once again is going to be a shock to his system. I think Usyk once again is a guy who rises to the occasion, and especially in this rematch. And he's going to have Dubois timed and is going to style on Dubois in this fight. And I think that Usyk is going to win this fight by stoppage again. I think he's going to stop Dubois. I think Dubois is going to have some give in him, and he's going to give in this fight. And I think Usyk's going to stop him. So I like Usyk by stoppage, preferably late stoppage in this fight. And I like the Usyk plus 100 stoppage. That's what I like. He's going to. Yeah, but all of them do that now. Nando, you remember De La Hoya? De La Hoya used to wear his shorts up to his nipples. And it's like, good Lord, man, like, can somebody get this dude to put his short? And I like De La Hoya, but like this dude's just walking around with his trunks. Where the hell is the cup? And how does this dude have his trunks up to his nipples? And there's like everything is a low blow. Everything's a low blow. Like, where in the hell is the strike zone on this guy? Where's the strike zone? This dude wears his trunks to his nipples. And yeah, Usyk does that too. He's got a little bit of him in that, but everybody does that. Don't just hate on Usyk, Nando. You hate on Usyk now. What is this? What is this? Why are you hating on Usyk? He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, Orthodox Christian, just doing his thing out there. Nando's out there hating on him. Good guy, doing good things in the world, gracing us with good fights. And Nando's got to hate on his trunks and all kind of conspiracy theories about that wasn't a low blow, personal referees. Come on. At the end of the day, man, I like Usyk by late stoppage. I think there's a separation, there's a gap here. And I think Usyk will continue to style at the heavyweight division just because I don't think much of the division, man. I just don't. I don't think much of the division. I was more impressed with his cruiserweight run than his heavyweight run. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's impressive to go up and weight and do this stuff against naturally bigger guys. But I don't know. All you dudes who were hating on Tyson Fury for years, talking about this dude is so sloppy and, he punches himself, uppercut himself in the face in the fight and all this stuff. We're all glazing Usyk after that win, like it was some sort of like the dude landed on the moon, beating Tyson Fury. And don't get me wrong, like I thought it was a good victory, really good victory. I think he's doing great things. I think he's an all-time great, but at the same time, man, like you dudes can't stay consistent. So I don't know. Bam Rodriguez minus 2,400 favorite against Kefu. I think he styles. I think he stops him, and he goes on. Styling and cruising to this other unification fight against Puma Martinez in November. That's what I think is going to happen here. I think Bam's got bigger plans. This is just stay busy time, collect some belts in the process, and get on. Some people, I would not say this. Some people are out there saying he's avoiding Junto. Oh, we're doing weight class business now. Why didn't he just go up to 118? There are people out there saying Robert Garcia, might not like that fight for Bam. Might not like that Junto fight for Bam. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I love both fighters. I think Junto and Bam are both top 6 pound for pound level fighters. top 6, top 7 pound for pound level fighters. I think they're both going on to special things. I think they both had the potential to be the pound for pound king in a year and a half, 2 years from now. That's what I think. But some other people would say some other things. Either way, I'm just always happy to see Bam in action because he is such a special fighter, shifty, got some punching power, fun at the same time. So we got Bam in action as well. So Bam, Usyk, Pacquiao, Pacquiao's fight. I hate the PBC. And look, man, I've never been the one to shy away from saying that. Some people would say, some people just like these dudes. uh, These dudes, man, like some dudes will be like, no, we have to be unbiased. We can't say we hate, like you can't say that because people are gonna use that again. I don't care. I hate those people. I can't stand the PBC, and I would love to see that place just go and implode completely, just completely for what they've done to the American boxing market. And they got Manny Pacquiao fighting Matty O'Battios. Oh man, and they got dudes pretending like they're gonna buy that pay-per-view. You ain't buying that pay-per-view. You are not buying that pay-per-view. None of you are going to the fight because I've seen the fight tickets and what they're going for. None of you are going to the fight. And I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're buying that pay-per-view. I don't believe you dudes are fire stick boys outside. You fire stick boys are outside. The fire stick boys are gonna be outside, and you fire stick boys, and all you dudes were like, broke boy over there just can't buy the fight. Why can't you just buy the fight, broke boy? Well, why aren't y'all buying the fight? The Fire Stick Boys will be outside tomorrow night because y'all aren't buying the Manny Pacquiao fight. Y'all aren't buying Manny Pacquiao versus Matty O'Battios. Come on. Y'all are not buying. They're not doing it. They're not buying Manny Pacquiao versus Matty O'Battios. They're not doing it, Mr. T. They're not doing it. It's not happening. And guess what? Turkey and the Zone, they're not doing pay-per-views. But my subscription is going to go up. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You dudes, for years, you told me we needed pay-per-views. And you told me stop complaining. They told Mr. T, they told me to stop complaining for years. Broke boy over here complaining about its pay-per-views and he can't buy it, he just can't afford it. Why are you complaining? They're going to go up on my subscription now. Well, you can't afford it, broke boy? Why are broke boys out here complaining about the subscription price going up? That's what I want to know. We don't have pay-per-views now. Yeah, but the subscription price is going to go up. So it's, it cancels itself out. Why are you worried about it? Why are you worried about it? Money's not a problem for y'all. That's what I've been told. You can't afford $84.99 for the fight. You broke boy. You broke boy. Well, why can't you afford the subscription price going up, bro? I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. One last thing to say about Tszyu versus Fondora. This is a hell of a fight. I have said what I said about PBC and I stand by it, but that doesn't take away that this is one hell of a fight. And I think some things are going to be learned here. Was it stylistic problems for Tszyu in 2024? Can he learn from some mistakes? Can he show some mental toughness coming back and beating a guy like Fondora? It's not an easy thing to do once those demons are there. Like that was a tough 2024. Tough 2024. When you go 0 for 2 in that fashion, and it has you questioning, I have to believe it has him questioning a lot of things. Like maybe they should have stopped that fight, man. Like maybe they should have. Maybe we shouldn't have. I'm glad they did it. Like I'm glad this is happening because it shows how tough he is, how much of an action fighter he is. I love that as a boxing fan. But what I'm saying is to bounce back from something like that is difficult. So if he does win this fight tomorrow night against Fondora, becomes champion again, it is quite an achievement for him. It is. And it sets up some bigger possibilities for him. And from Fondora, same thing. You would hope that if he wins this fight, he parlays that into something and doesn't listen to these mental midgets around him who are going to talk him out of fights, keep him on the shelf. He needs to be busier than he is and just go where the money is, go where the fights are. You dudes need to be fighting guys like Virgil Ortiz. You need to be fighting in these fights. You need to be fighting Boots Ennis, guys like this. And I'm not saying those guys are batting 1,000 with taking fights either. But what I'm saying is you need to be seeking out these fights. You need to go where the action is. Don't stay around the middle midgets. Go where the action is. Go where the fights are. Go where you can make money at the same time. We all win. And that would be my advice. This is a boxing fan. Is escape the island. Tim, I don't want these style here. This Tim. Get out. Get out. Fondora, same advice to you, bro. Get out. That guy, Samson, Luke Wicks, 27 gold chains, bro. He's selling you. Like, you don't see this dude spinning the odometer back over there? Get out of there. Get out. These dudes are they seem like good dudes, like Tim and Sebastian. They seem like good dudes. They seem like good dudes. I just think in some ways it might be advised incorrectly on some things. And, I like how they fight. I like they're willing to take the fights. I like this stuff. They're action fighters. I just hope they get what they're looking for out of this, number one. And number two, I hope we can get a lot of action fights out of these guys in the future. On that note, man, I'll see y'all Sunday in the aftermath. Peace. God bless.